Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Time for our next Saturday with Stacy YouTube class number 375. Counting down to 400. Oh my gosh, the holidays they're here. I don't know where this year went between not knowing if it was Tuesday or Friday or Sunday. The year just went on by. So happy holidays, although I want to let you know we will be doing our regular YouTube classes through the holidays. So December 26th, I believe, is a Saturday, and January 2nd is a Saturday. So yes, we'll be spending Saturday mornings together if you are part of or want to be part of our live chat that we do every Saturday morning. Now, here at Scrapbooking Made Simple in Santa Clarita, California, we have had wind events in the Santa Anas, and our power's been on, and then our power's been off, and then our power's been on, and then our power's been off. And we actually went 2 full days, no power at all. So unfortunately, I don't have winner chicken dinner for you today. I'm sorry. But next week, we'll have all 4 names, the 2 from YouTube number 374, and then the 2 from YouTube number 375. So if you want a chance to be a winner chicken dinner, hit the subscribe button where that little heart is, subscribe to our channel, watch this class, and then leave a comment, and we'll approve your comment, and who knows, you might find yourself the lucky winner of a $25 gift card. And sometimes those gift cards, that $25, when we have a certain sale going on, they go a long way. So what do I have for you today? Can you say worldwide launch? 3 of my most favorite words, right? I own it. I'm Stacy. I love worldwide launch. I love exclusive. I love only at. I love first to have. Well, worldwide launch. What do I have for you? I have Stampendous for you. And gosh, if you like interactive cards, oh, you're going to love this YouTube. If you like shaker cards, you're going to love this YouTube. If you like watercoloring or colored pencils, you're going to love this YouTube. There's a little bit of something for everybody here, and it's all totally achievable. And some of the product, holy smokes, artichokes, value priced. I have a new company called John Bead, and their holographic sequins, swoon, and the price, swoon, oh my gosh, the best. So I've got Stampendous for you with a worldwide launch of their product. I have a new manufacturer for you that isn't technically scrapbooking, card making type. They really don't do paper crafting, so to speak. It took me a little while to explain who we were and that I wanted their sequins desperately because the price is wow. And then I have new product called Doodads. Makes my heart happy because I use the words doodads all the time. Somebody has finally found a way to incorporate my language into their product. Wahoo Kachoo. Now, if somebody comes out with a product called Wahoo Kachoo, huh? So, lots to do for every level of crafter. This is a totally achievable project, totally achievable way to create, and you can take what I show you and put it into your mixed media crafting or your altered art crafting or your scrapbooks. It doesn't have to be just in card making. You can take all the tips and the tricks and the techniques and the stamps and the dies and the sequins that I have for you and the pencils and utilize those all through your crafting journey, no matter what it is you're working on. Heck, I know some people will be scrapbooking in the morning and then they knit in the afternoon and then they card make at night. That's my type of crafter. So I think I'm going to tilt on down. We're going to get started. Oh, super quick. Update on the warehouse sale. We are still waiting for a few orders to come in from Ellison, and I know they will get them to us just as quickly as they can. I can't do anything until we get all of our orders in before we can start processing orders. So just as soon as I get those orders in, I will let you know. Hang tight. We're working towards it, so I'll keep you updated on that. And anniversary sale is about 85% done. Done. I expect maybe by mid next week, anniversary sale will be done and over and shipped and out the door. I know most of you have already received your orders. And we just started pulling for the YouTube that had the Stampendous stamps on the wood blocks. That was a flash sale, but I took the stamps off the wood blocks. I showed you how to do that. And then we took those wood blocks and made magic with them. We added Ciao Bella rice paper and iZink natural paints, and we just had a great time with them. So that's the YouTube. That and any YouTube prior to is what we're working on, just to keep you updated. So let's get started for today. There's a lot to do, a lot to show you, a lot of fun to be had. And if you're not a subscriber to Scrapbooking Made Simple, little heart right over there, we would sure appreciate it if you did. Trying to get to 100,000 subscribers to make my boys happy. I have 2 teenage boys, and and they think that I should be able to get there, so they're pushing me along. All right, I'm going to tilt down. We're going to get started for today. It's good to see everybody, and I hope you have a lot of fun. I know I'm going to have a lot of fun. All right, down we go. Down, 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 and zoom, zoom, zoom. I always think of that car commercial when I zoom, zoom, zoom in. How about we straighten, straighten, straighten a little bit more? How's that? We look okay there? I think we do. Okay. Super cute card, right? Using new product from Stampendous, and then you open it up. And see, I told you, interactive. Easy to do. Really just darling. But that's not all we're going to be doing. In fact, we're not going to be doing much of that at all. How about this? Look at how cute is this? Right? And this is straight onto a card base. Look at those shakers. Those are doodads. Are those the cutest? Let me see if I can get it up close and hopefully it zooms in. Can you see the shine on those babies? I am in love with these. And then open the card and bam, how cute. So let's get started, shall we? This is a worldwide launch. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 stamp sets that make up the I Want It All bundle for Stampendous. These are brand new worldwide launch, and then included with that I Want It All bundle is their new die set that's going to let us do everything we want to do today. This makes up our I Want It All bundle, or you can buy them individually. And you know Stampendous, they're a great company. Their stamps are fabulous. They stamp beautifully. Fran has such a cute design aesthetic to her. She can either be so watercolory, beautiful, elegant, or cute and whimsy. You gotta love her for that. But then there's also 3 stamps that we have that are not part of the I Want It All. These you'd have to order separately, just open stock. We've got the sports, we've got the little kitties, and we have the little puppies. Again, these are the first they're being shown anywhere. Nobody has seen these anywhere. Well, maybe some retail stores have, but this is a brand new launch for them, and we have it before anybody else as a worldwide launch. Now, what are we going to do with these? Well, like I said, we're going to start super easy, so I'm not even going to play with the die for a little bit. I'm just going to set that aside, and I think we're going to play with the stamps. And gosh, I don't know. I like them all. What if we played with the leaves? We're going to play with the stamps. I think I'll start with the leaves. So this is a clear stamp set. And you pull it off, And this is going to cling onto a clear acrylic block. Now, once you have the stamp, you have it forever if you take care of it. And it's really easy to take care of. You just, when you're done using it, just wash it off with a baby wipe or some mild detergent, and they're fine. I have brand new, if you can believe this, I thought we were never gonna get these again. Look what's back. Hello, like the most inexpensive block set you've ever seen in your entire life. All 5 blocks, had to count there, in a little storage container. Here, a little foamy storage container. The only difference is we used to carry these from Do Crafts. Anybody see what name is on them now? Couture Creations. Aussie Andrew. Yes. Aussie Andrew did these. You know, Do Crafts stopped carrying them. Aussie Andrew picked them up. So I'm thrilled because we're able to offer this entire set for the $12.50 we had before. Now, why do you need a stamp block? Well, you need a stamp block so that your stamp from Stampendous clings to it. And it's just as easy as that. And they come on and they go off and they come on and they go off. So once you have a set of blocks, you never need to get another set. Not really. I mean, maybe he'll do the bigger set, but he hasn't done it yet. What I can tell you though is that once you have them, they're yours forever. They're a great little set. And a lot of manufacturers will sell just one block for more than the $12.50. So I'm really glad to have them back. Now, I think I'm going to set that aside. And I've got my stamp on my block, and I'm going to set that there so I can see what I'm doing. And now I'm just going to stamp this image. So to do that, I'm going to grab my gush pad. Gush pad. And a piece of white paper. Now, why do I have a gush pad? Well, I know lots of you will stamp on a hard surface. Sometimes, though, it's very hard to get even pressure all the way around and you get holes in your stamps. If you put something on a gush pad, and this is a simply defined gush pad, it's not a mouse pad, and it's not fun foam. It's got a certain density to it. So if you stick your paper on that and then you put your ink on your stamp and you press down, you're giving your stamp the opportunity to push into something, to sink into, so that it makes a better impression and a better contact with your paper. I'm going to be using Hero Arts Hero Hues Black India ink today because I'm going to be doing some watercoloring and using some colored pencils for Gamsol, and I don't want my ink to move. So a Memento ink is wonderful. It does not move with water, and a Hero Arts India ink is wonderful because it does not move with water. You don't want to add your water or your Gamsol only to then have your image smear. We're trying to avoid that. Okay, and let's just stamp. So 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, and let's pull. Oh, lovely. Great little image. I am good to go. I'm happy with that. Now, if I wipe this off, you're going to see that the black is not going to come off. The black is still there. That's because India ink is going to stain your stamp. Is it a problem? No. The minute you wipe off the excess black and you want to stamp with a red or a blue or a purple, that black ink isn't going to transfer again. I happen to like taking my clear stamps and stamping them with India ink so that I can actually see where my image is before I stamp. Otherwise, if I were to take, let's say, this flower, and let me put that flower right there in the middle. So can't really see the detail of the flower, but the minute I put some India ink on it, and I don't even have to stamp, wipe it off, Now you can see that flower image much better. So for those of you who may have a little bit of trouble seeing the stamp, absolutely get a Hero Arts India ink, if for nothing else than to go ahead and they call it registering your stamp, marking it up so that you can see and register where you want to put it on your paper. Now I think while I'm stamping, I'm also going to stamp this onto a card base. So I'm going to just do the same stamp onto a card base. And this is an A6 card base. I'm going to take that little flower out of the middle and stamp up my India ink. And I'm going to put it maybe a little higher than I normally would, because maybe I'll put a sentiment at the bottom. And oh, I think I might be off a little bit, but that's okay. It's all good. 1, 2, 3, ABC, give a good push. And up. Perfect. Oh, it looks okay. Right? Right. So I'm going to put that one to the side for right now. And put my lid back on my India ink. Yes, they do have re-inkers for this. It's just a really good all-purpose ink. It doesn't move with water. It's a nice black. It registers your stamps for you. It's just a really good all-purpose ink, as is Memento. So if you've already got Memento, try that. Memento will not stain your stamps though. Memento you'll be able to wipe off. Okay, so let's leave that right there and let's bring over my first one. Now for those of you who have never seen colored pencils, I want to color this super fast. I don't want to spend a lot of time with it. I just want to get it colored. So I'm going to bring over colored pencils and show you that really fast. We won't spend a lot of time on it. These are my Brazil colored pencils. Again, more from a fine art background than a paper crafting background. These would be considered more of a fine art colored pencil set. They come in 12, 24, and 36. Now, if you say, I'm just new to crafting and I am not a fine artist, that's okay. Just because the quality of the product is fine art, I'm not a fine artist either. I'm a crafter. And I just know that when you use a product that is of higher quality, you tend to get a better result. And even then, sometimes a product that is not inside the paper crafting community, you can get a better quality product for even a lower price sometimes. It's crazy how it is. But if you put scrapbooking or card making on a product, all of a sudden the price goes up. So, love the Brazil colored pencils. If you've got Tombow colored pencils, you're going to be great with those, no problem. I'm trying to think of who else has colored pencils that we're confident in. Definitely the Tombows are Wahoo Kachu, and the Brazil are great. So I'm just going to grab some of these colors. And I'm going to grab another piece of white paper. So colored pencils are very easy to use. You can just literally color with them. They kind of give a crayon-y look, like maybe you've colored with a crayon. The beautiful thing about colored pencils is when you add a Gamsol to them or mineral spirits to them, it takes the crayon-y look away and gives you more of a finished, polished, soft look to it. So I'm going to grab this is a stub. It is a paper, a compressed paper, and really hard to bend even though it's just paper, but it allows you to add some Gamsol or mineral spirits, and many of you already own this, and move this, soften this so it looks completely different. Now we use the Gamsol from Inky Antics Art Gone Wild because they've got the little spongy up at the top, which means that you don't get too much Gamsol onto your stub. Because this is paper, it's porous. And if I was going to stick this straight into my Gamsol bottle, it would just go and suck it all up, and you never can get it out. It's just going to have to dry and you won't be able to use it. So you want to be careful how you apply your Gamsol to your stubby. If your bottle does not have a little foamy at the top, you can absolutely just get a little cup and put cotton in there and put some Gamsol in there so you have something to dip into. You're just trying to avoid getting too much Gamsol into your stub, because then it's just a waste of good product. Now, as I touch the tip, you can see that the color of my stub is changing, where it's now wet with the Gamsol. And then I can go in and I just run it right over. I know some of you have now muted this because you don't like that sound. So it's not so much that it's going to blend out. You can blend it a little bit, and I'll show you that. More importantly, it softens the look. It takes it away from it looking like a crayon. Big difference. Huge difference. So if I was coloring, and I didn't want that crayon look, I could take my Gamsol and just go in there and soften it. Now, because these stubbies are made of paper, if you need to get that red off, all you do is take the sandpaper. The Gamsol is sold in a kit. It comes with stubbies, it comes with the sandpaper, and you literally just sand off the paper until you get a clean nib again. So the stubbies last you a really long time. There we go. Okay, it's no longer red. I'm ready to go to my next color. So let's bring over my stamped image that I did, and I've got leaves, so let's do green. And I think I'm going to start with a lighter green. And I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to color down one side. So I'm not coloring in my whole image. I'm just adding some color down one side. Look at how much white space I've left. It is super important that you leave that white space. Look at, I just have the green right there. I just have the green right here. You need to leave that white space, because if I take and I color the whole leaf, and you absolutely can, I'll show you the difference. So let's take my Gamsol. Got my little stubby ready to go, and I'm going to soften out that green. And while I soften out that green, I'm going to pull it kind of to the other side. I'm going to move it as much as I can over to the other side. Because I really want my leaf to have a high, a mid-tone, and a low. Now this is not like watercolor, which means I can go back and I can add some more green right away. When you do watercolor pencils, you cannot add color right away to the paper. It's best to let the paper have some time to dry. So if I wanted to make that even more green, or push that even more over to the side to get the other side a little bit more green, I can. So now you can see I've got darker here, mid-tone, and lighter here, giving you more dimension to your project. It's very much like what a Copic marker will do for you. If you have 3 Copics, you need a highlight, a mid-tone, and a shadow. But with colored pencils, you just need some Gamsol. So again, I've got my shadow, my mid-tone, and my highlight. And let's do my last one. Now this one's a little fatter than the leaf's a little fatter than the other ones, so I may need to add a little bit more green. And I can do that because I'm working with Gamsol and not watercolor. And I just go in circular motions until it moves where I want it to go. Okay, so you can see my leaf starting to come to life. Now remember, I did this one down here, and that one down there, I left no white space at all. Now you can definitely take your Gamsol and smooth that color out, and you're going to want to do that. But the difference is I have no place to leave a highlight, a shadow, and a mid-tone. I colored the whole thing in. I can't go in and pick that color up to give me the highlight, the shadow, and the mid-tone. And maybe I want even a darker shadow to it. So I can come back in with a darker colored pencil. I've got 2 colors now. And again, go along the furthest line, the outline. I don't want to take that darker colored pencil and put it over here because that's my highlight. I want to put it right just along the edge of that stamped image, because then I can just gently pull that color out. Gently, gently, gently. So if I went just a little bit down along here, just a little bit of colored pencil can go a really long way. And I just pull that color just a little bit. I've added even more dimension. But I can't do that with this because I didn't leave any space. I can add that darker color and pull it in to add a little shadow, but I'm never going to be able to add that beautiful highlight that just gives the image the depth and the perception that you're looking for, the detail, as opposed to it just being flat. Colored pencils are easy peasy to use. Really, you just put your color down one side, leave that open space, and then move it around. And because you're just working on paper, you can keep going until you're happy. It's only paper. And in a matter of minutes, you can have the whole thing colored. So colored pencils, I wanted to show you those before we move on, because I think the stamps that Stampendous has put together they're easy coloring stamps. They're not a big flower or a big surface that you've got to try to figure out how to color this whole thing in. And I think that people are intimidated by coloring when they see it and they don't know how it's done. They think that it has been done with special markers, or that you have to have some art degree to understand the shading aspect of it. But you don't at all. You can do this. What if I did a yellow and an orange right there? I'm gonna get rid of here. Get rid of my green. And again, this is sandpaper that comes in the Gamsol kit. And then if the sandpaper stops working, you just pull it, and there's a million sheets on here. Colored pencils are your friends. So if I did a yellow, let's do a yellow. So I've got some yellow, I've left some space. Let's pull that yellow on out. I could add a touch of orange. Just a touch, look at, just a touch of orange. And then I could just gently pull that out and blend that into the yellow. And you're saying, is it really that easy, Stacy? Yeah, it actually really is that easy. And before you know it, I could take a pretty burgundy, and over the orange, I could put a little bit of burgundy. So just a line of that burgundy, just a line. And I'm barely gonna move that. Barely even gonna move that. I just wanna blend it in. And look at the depth we're building. Look at how pretty that is. And what did that take me, 30 seconds? And you're making beautiful leaves, beautiful flowers, anything. What do you color? Or have you been afraid to color? Well, okay, now maybe you're a little less afraid to color, but you're saying, oh, Stacy, I just don't know if I can listen to that noise. I know the noise can be hard for some people. So I'm gonna, well, maybe I'll just work on, well, no, I'm gonna bring this one over because we stamped this one too. And instead of using colored pencils, which are what these are, I'm gonna use watercolor pencils. Now there is a big difference between watercolor pencils and colored pencils. They are not the same. If yours say watercolor pencils, you use them completely differently. We don't use the Gamsol, we don't use the stubby. No, if yours say colored pencils without the word water, then you use the Gamsol and you use the stubby. Pencils, all pencils are not the same, even though they may, oh, this one's still closed. Whew. Oh, yeah, this one's still closed. I'm opening a brand new one. Shh. Zoop. Okay. They may look identical. They are not identical. The product that is inside the pencil, the color that is inside the pencil is completely different. Regular colored pencils, Gamsol. Watercolor pencils, no Gamsol and strictly water. So, open it up again. Beautiful colors. Again, more from the fine art world than the crafting world, but that doesn't mean you have to be a fine artist. It just means the product that you're using is better. Just like using a beautiful chocolate in your chocolate chip cookies versus the dollar brand. You know, anytime you start with something better, you're always going to finish with something better. And like I said, quite often, products that are not necessarily found in the paper crafting world are a better quality of product for the same or lesser money. And that's kind of the truth here. So, watercolor pencils, what do they do? Same thing, look like the same thing the color pencils did. It's like, well, yeah, they look like a crayon, only this time we're going to add water to it. And that pencil is going to melt into a paint. Now, I am not on watercolor paper. I am on my Simply Defined 100-pound paper. And it's going to melt into a paint. So I want to show you that they work on just regular paper. Some people think that you take watercolor pencils and you put them in the water. No, 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 no. Let me see if I can find a color that I definitely know I'm not going to use. I don't think I'm going to use black. So, if I put my black here, and then I mix it with some water, I make a paint. If I put my black into my water, my actual pencil into my water, and then I come over what you get is scratches left behind. I don't want scratches left behind. I want it to all blend out. But because the pencil was wet when I put it down, it will tend to leave scratches that no matter what you do, you cannot blend out. So watercolor pencils actually never touch the water. I know, right? Don't put your watercolor pencils in your water. That's not what we want to do. We want to use that water to then make the pencils into a paint. Can you blend with watercolor pencils? Sure you can. Let's take some pretty yellow. Oh no, let's go with green. How about, oh, well, we can start with yellow. Of course we can start with yellow. We can take some yellow, and then we can take some green, and then we can take some blue, and then we can take some purple maybe. So I've got several colors there. And then I can come in and start to add some water. And I can blend those colors into each other seamlessly. And where the colors blend, they make new colors. Looky how pretty, right? So can you blend watercolor pencils? Yes. We have not had watercolor pencils for a while. We had some and then they went away, and then I was picky about which ones I wanted to bring back. And since we did the Bronzil pencils in the colored pencils, I didn't know they did watercolor pencils, and then I found out they did do. So you get the gist, right? It took me a while to find watercolor pencils that I was happy with. These are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And if you were to do them on watercolor paper, of course, you're going to get even a better result. I'm just playing on plain cardstock. They're just beautiful and easy to use. So if we were to bring back our card base here, and we were to take, let's say, a green, and I was to go ahead and put a little bit of that green here, same place I put it when I was using my colored pencils. You need to leave that open space. If you don't leave that open space, you've given the paint no place to move to. Now let's take more of a pointy brush. And you'll see me constantly pulling the water and the color off my brush. I just do it with my fingers. And the reason I do that is every time I use a stroke, I may pull the color off so that I'm softening the color each and every time. Lightening the color so you get the highs and the lows. Because I want that color to be softer on the other side. So with one pen or pencil, although that was a very foresty green color, you can get the nice watercolory look. They're beautiful and they're easy to do. Let's use something that's not so foresty. So if I just draw right around, I've just put a little bit of green right here. And I'm just going to pull that color out with my water. And you let the water do the work for you. Now, what I can't do, I can't take that pencil and come back in and add more color right away because my paper's wet and it's going to leave a scratch mark. So I need that paper to dry before I can come back in if I want to make that color more intense. Or I could palette paint. Let's say I wanted to make that color more intense. I could put some of my green on a piece of paper, go in, pick up that color, and come back over and paint it in. Sure, I can do that. That's not going to hurt it at all. Or maybe I want to use, I don't know, maybe I wanted some yellow. I can't go in there and color any, put any yellow in there now. It's wet. But if I come over here and draw some yellow, I can then come in here and add that yellow in without harming what I've already done. A little green. So if you have colored pencils and watercolor pencils and you have not played with them, you are going to take some paper, white paper. You're going to go grab whatever stamps you own. You're going to pull them out and you're going to play. You're going to stamp a whole bunch of images and then you're going to just practice coloring. And I promise you, if you give yourself 15, 20 minutes doing this, you will find that the skill level, well, I'd like to say you need to be, so proficient. No, get in there, go, you can do this. Let's add some green to the bottom. Let's add some yellow to the top. Look at the negative space I've left in between those two colors. And let the paintbrush do the work. Pull the green out to the center, pull the yellow into the center. And bam, done. Unless you wanted to go back in and add a little more depth, or by adding a little darker green. Done. You can do this. I promise you, you can. Now, I did this on a card base, and now I've got it all dirty, but I think that gives you a good understanding of pencils and how they work and why they are different. They may look the same, but and your end result may be very similar, but they do not act the same. Colored pencils with Gamsol, watercolor pencils with just water. Can I do the yellow? Let's do a yellow and an orange and just so we have a side by side. So I'm gonna put my yellow, I'm going to do a little yellow up here. And then maybe I'll do a little bit of orange like I did before. Over here. And I'm just scribbling, but I'm leaving my negative space on this leaf right here. And then I'm going to pull my color. My yellow I'm going to pull to the center. And my orange I'm going to pull. When I say pull, I mean I'm going to paint it into the center so that they both meet. Maybe a little more orange. I went a little light on the orange. I'm going to add a little bit more orange, but it's wet. So I either wait for it to dry or I come over here and pick up some of my orange and make it into a paint and come back in and paint it in. Better. And then I can take my burgundy. It's still wet, so I'm going to put my burgundy right here. Pick up a little bit of that color. And add it in. So, up to you how you want to color. But the Stampendous stamps are small enough that even if you're not a pro at coloring, you can achieve beautiful looks. And once you get comfortable with the technique, you'll find that you're going to want to color more than you thought you did because it's just fast and easy. I would say within probably 5 minutes, I could have this whole panel done. Done, done, done. So, all right, I'm going to put them away. And we're going to move on. Now, I don't think I'm going to color any more on these. We're going to have to pretend that I did. But I think you have an understanding of the difference between a colored pencil using Gamsol and a watercolor pencil. Neither of them is better than the other. It's more a matter of what technique do you prefer. Which one do you like, or do you like them both? So now we bring out the dies from Stampendous. They have a brand new die set, worldwide launch, and yes, it does an interactive without question. In fact, the interactive was here. Really cute, right? But you've seen these before. I mean, theirs is nice, and they have one that has it comes with a little hello, and I've got beautiful samples of how to do this. I wanted to play. I wanted to do something a little different with them and use the dies in an unexpected way. And for that I am going to need both of these. So they've given you kind of an edge die so that you can cut your paper on an edge. They filled up the space where they could by giving you things that are going to work within the stamps. This die here is the perfect match for all of, I think they're calling them pop frames. I think that's what we're calling them, pop frames. All of the stamps that we have for you today, this die is what cuts them out. And then this is the interactive die that allows you to get that interactive card that I just showed you. Today, though, we're going to be focusing on these two dies. And what you can do with these two dies is just amazing. I might even play with this one. Maybe. We'll see. I'll pull it out just in case. So, oh, and look at, they even put all of the different, so those are the 7 new stamp sets. Worldwide launch. Nobody has them. Thanks, Stampendous. We appreciate it. And they give you amazing direction on how to make the interactive. But I wanted to play with shakers. So, I'll put that there. So I got ink on my card, but that's okay. So how does a die cut work? Well, I think I'm going to die cut this one out just so you can see. This is a wafer die, which means it's super thin. It's wafer thin. That little edge that's on the side, if you can believe it, that's what's going to die cut, meaning that when I put this through a machine, that little edge is going to cut through this paper, and I'm going to be able to pull out this shape. Very, very cool. I'm going to bring over my Big Shot machine. I've got my Sizzix Big Shot machine. Whether you have a Big Shot, a Big Kick, a Vagabond, a Pro, a Plus, whichever Sizzix machine you have, with the exception of a boutique machine, which is just for embossing, or a Sidekick, these dies are going to fit all of your Sizzix machines. It's also going to fit your your Spellbinders. Thank you, Spellbinders machine, and your Grand Caliber machine. So you've got your Gemini machine. You've got lots of options with die cutting machines. We happen to focus with the Sizzix Big Shot machine because for as long as I've had it, it's a workhorse. It's an absolute workhorse. Now, I am using a magnetic platform. This does not come with your machine. Your machine is going to come with a multi-purpose platform that is got a base plate and one shim that you're going to put on top when doing a wafer style die. If you have any questions about a Big Shot and how to use it, I have, was it 355 was the do's and don'ts of the Big Shot machine for 2020? So you could go back and take a look. I've got several do's and don'ts of Big Shot machines to really teach you how to use it and if this is the right machine for you. I'm using the magnetic platform because when I put my cut plate down, because you always need a cut plate down, and I put my die and I line it all up, it doesn't move. Is the magnetic platform a necessity? Well, if you're a newbie, I don't know if it is or not. I don't know how many stamps and dies you're going to have to cut. There will come a point in time where you will absolutely want to have it. But I want to say it's $39.99. And we sell the machine, I think, for $89.99. And you'll be able to do the same thing with the tools that come with the machine right out of the gate, right out of the box. So the magnetic platform is kind of ooh, I'd really like to have that. You just have to decide when you're going to want to have it. So I have got my magnetic platform. I've got a Sizzix cut plate. The plates will get warped. They will get cut into. It is what's supposed to happen. I have my paper. I have my die. And I have a do not cut plate. I need a new do not cut plate. Mine's looking a bit ratty. What is a do not cut plate? It's just another one of these cut plates, only I try not to cut into it so that it doesn't have the warpage in it. It keeps my sandwich going through my machine nice and solid and straight. If you use two plates that are heavily warped, and trust me, these plates can get very warped, and you're trying to put two plates that are very warped underneath, you're going to struggle a little bit, and nobody wants to struggle. So in this machine, this is the manual machine. They do have the express machine, which is electric, and they have a new machine coming out next year. It was due out this year. I have no idea when it's coming, so don't ask me. I have no idea. But if you have trouble cranking with your hands, you may want to look at the express machine because you just push a button and it goes really nice. More money, but really nice. So once I put it in there, there's a roller, a steel roller under here, and as I roll my plates through, the pressure from the roller hitting the plates is what's going to force that cut. Little creaks and cracks are just fine. Yes, I know it sounds horrible, but it's not a problem at all. And being that this is an open frame die, which means it's not intricate, I can stick my finger through it, my hand through it, it's open frame, one pass, and I have cut my paper. Ta-da! So I'm going to put that one maybe right there. Now, you could absolutely keep this. This is a great little shape here. Trim it out, mat it, and put it onto something else. I don't know that, you may want to keep this. You could also use this as a stencil. I mean, lots of good things can be done with this, but for some people it will be a throwaway, for others it will not. Now I've die cut out, but for what I want to do, I'm going to have to die cut out this center piece too. That's where this little one comes in. And again, they're all meant to work together with all the stamps that Stampendous has brought out. So, same thing, right on my magnetic platform, my cut plate, my paper, my die with those little ridges facing down. And, well, I should bring over my machine. And my do not cut plate. And let's put it on top and let's send it on through. This should be an easy peasy cut. Again, it's a non-intricate die. You don't need a precision base plate for it. If you've never heard what a precision base plate is, well, that's for very intricate dies, which this is not. Cute, right? Having the stamps and the dies that coordinate are so nice. Now, you could keep this piece as well because you've got a whole back piece that you could stamp on and do something on that. So, this is where I'm at. I've die cut my first piece. And this is the card that I'm working on with my green. I'm sorry. But I need to cut this window out too. Why? I want to make this a shaker card. You know what a shaker card is? Shake, shake, shake. They're darling. So I'm going to keep this piece to the side and I'm going to bring back that center die. I don't want to cut my whole piece out. like I did here. I don't want that. This is the front of my card. I'm not even going to mat. I'm just going to go straight to it. So I just want to cut that center piece out, making a window so you can do a shaker. Okay. Lay my die down. Figure where I want it to be. Send it on through. One roll, easy peasy, mac and cheesy. So these pop frames are a great little stamp set series because you can do so much with them. There's my front. Now it's time to make this into a shaker. How do we do that? Well, we have these little cellophane. Where did I put them? My little cellophane. Hello, little cellophanes. Where did you go? Okay, we'll just grab these. Oh, there they are. Well, no. Here they are. Found them. Cellophanes. Okay, these are from Clear Bags. I'm going to put these online to sell, but honestly, you can order them directly from Clear Bags. We have no wholesale account with them, so what I pay is what you're going to pay. We're not going to, I think we're paying, is it $2.99 for 50 of these is what I have to pay for them. So that's what, and that's what you can get them at their site for every day. We're just going to sell them out at whatever I pay for them is what you're going to pay for them. We're putting them on the site only for convenience so that if you want to get the rest of these goodies, you don't have to go over to Clear Bags and pay a whole nother shipping charge or anything like that. These little bags are like the most perfect fit for our little shakers. Perfect little fit, right? And you don't have to sandwich anything. You don't have to get a piece of acetate and then put your stuff in and then another piece of acetate and seal it down. No, these little bags are ideal. So I have new product from John Beard. They have holographic sequins. Ooh. Ooh. I mean, they're beautiful. Love them. What color do I want to use? Maybe I'll use the gold. Beautiful. The sequins are not just plain. They've got this, like I said, they're holographic. They're just lovely. There's 3 sizes in each bag. So you've got a large, a medium, and a small. And I want to say there's 700 sequins in each pack. More than enough. And then the pricing is wonderful. The pricing is amazing. So what if I take out some large, plenty, and then take out some mediums. I don't have a storage thing for them, so well, I guess I will just open it all the way up. Got some mediums. Boy, some of the storage holders we had earlier would be great for these. And do I want another color? I don't know. No, we'll stick with one color and let's grab some smalls. So oodles of sequins, and sequins are sequins, I get that, but I love the holographic look to these. Oh, that was a lot of them. Okay. sequins. I'm gonna grab a little cup over here so maybe I can put some of them away. And I put them right in my little bag. So cute. I do want another color in there though. Do they have some open? Oh, they do have some open ones over here for me. Hot dang. I don't know. That's a pretty color. It doesn't necessarily match what we're doing, but it sure is a pretty color. And put them in our bag. I like the bag idea. It means no acetate. And I'll put these in my little cup. Okay. So now I've got some mixed color going on there. And can you see the holographic aspect of them? I don't know if my camera will zoom in. Can you see they're not just flat in color. They dance and they sparkle and they wink at you and they're pretty amazing. 11 colors is what we have. They have 11 colors and I bought all 11 colors. So, runaway sequin. I've got my card base and I didn't do anything on the front. I didn't mat it. If you want to go straight to your card base, you absolutely can. Could I have matted it and then cut my center and stamped on that mat? You bet. You've got oodles of options. But this little cello bag fits perfectly. Right behind it. It's like you couldn't ask for a better fit. Awesome. Love it. It's not too wide. It's not too narrow. It's a little long. So I'm just going to take and cut off the top. Zoop. Cut off the top. Gosh, I cut off my top even a little bit more. Cut off my top. Zoop. And then I can tape it into place. And I'm just going to tape my top all the way closed. How am I going to do that? Well, let's just grab some Stacy tape. So whatever tape you have, we're just going to close my bag on up. Ta-da! And tape it on down. Looky, shaker, easy peasy. But you're like, Stacy, I don't want anybody to see that on the inside. I know. That is where this comes in. Poof. Poof. Right? Now, you have an opportunity to put this down with foam. You can do a foam mat. You can, foam on all four sides so that it has some dimension. Let's do that. Let's do foam on all four sides. So yes, this is my foam. I sell it in sheets, not in rolls. It comes 4 big A4 sheets to a pack, and there's 2 different thicknesses of the foam to give you the most dimension. This foam is 3 mil thick. You don't find 3 mil thick foam anywhere. We had it specially made, and I can put it a pop there and a pop here. Because you're not worried about acetate and having to sandwich everything together, the sequins stay in the little baggies. Oh my gosh. Love, love, love that. And the baggies, I think you get 50 of them for whatever price Clear Bag sells them for. And again, we'll have the bags. It's just a convenience thing. It's not something we're going to normally carry, but I didn't want you to have to go buy them from Clear Bags and pay shipping from them when, if you've got your order over $50, you're already good with shipping. Why pay shipping twice, right? So, take off my tabs for my phone. So I didn't use any matting paper. I used just a card base. I used only white paper to stamp on. I stamped with Hero Arts India ink. So cute. And I made a shaker that when you open it, bam, you don't see the innards, all the bag being hidden. You don't see all of that. And I made them with super inexpensive. I want to say that these retail for $2.89, and then we'll have them on a YouTube Yummy sale. I know, right? They're beautiful. John Bead, they're a company out of Canada. Had no idea we could use either. You're a what kind of store? I'm a paper crafting kind of store. Look at how easy you made a shaker. Have you? Okay, wait a minute. I'm so sorry. I cannot not do this. Okay. Have you always been intimidated by shaker cards? Have they always been like, oh, I just can't? Stampendous says, oh, but you can. 2 dies, 1 bag, some stamps, and some sprinkly happiness. Oh, but you can. Amazing. Love it. So super smart. Okay, back down. Sorry, I have to, when I have something to say to you, I have to talk to you. We're friends, you know. Okay. But I'm always worried I'm gonna hit the off button. I'm always so worried about that, but that's okay. Okay, so you can do this. You really, really, really can do this. But there's more to that die set than just this. And then I would take this and maybe put this down here, or maybe I take the smaller one. They've got sentiments. All the stamp sets have sentiments. What's the sentiments that go with the stamp set that I am using? Here it is. All the sets have sentiments. Happy anniversary with sympathy, thinking of you, sending a hug. So I could then put a little banner across here, put my sentiment there, add a little butterfly maybe. I mean, easy peasy to do. Let's just grab some white paper. Gonna freehand. I know, it drives you all crazy when I do this. Yes, I know that they make trimmers. I actually own trimmers. Let's just take my happy anniversary. Put it on my, ooh, this is big. Let's put it on one of my smaller blocks. Take out my smaller block. Put it on my smaller block. Happy anniversary. Grab my push pad, grab my India ink, and press. Happy anniversary. Good, perfect, fabulous. And then maybe I add a little butterfly to it. I'm going to leave that. So a little banner with a little happy anniversary. You want to do more to it? Absolutely. We could go in with our, what colors do I have in here? We could go in with our, oh, let's use a green. Cut it down to the size I want. Zoop. A little bit more. Zoop. A little bit more off the top. Zoop. Oh, that was really bad cut. Sorry, guys. That was just awful. Holy smokes, artichokes. Girls got to do better than that. And then I could take, and remember, this is my watercolor pencils, yes. And my brush. And a little bit of water. All of that. All of that. A little bit of water. And I could just kind of add some color to it if I didn't want it to be all white. Kind of edge it around with my watercolor. I want a little bit darker grain around it. I don't want it so yellow, no problem. Come back in. Turn my paper over. Pick up some of that color. Just kind of edge it. Use what you got in front of you. Nope, wrong one. No rhyme, no reason, just adding some color. Think long, think wrong. Ta-da! Gosh, I would probably do the whole edging, knowing me. Or that could go here, ta-da! You can do this. You can, and you can take it to such a more wow level. But if you start easy peasy, then as you grow more comfortable, boy, that really came out, I really like that. That really came out nice. As you become more comfortable, you also become more adventurous, and you're willing to take risks because you're only using paper. Once you get the pencils, holy smokes, artichokes, they're going to last you quite a long time, and you're going to become more and more and more comfortable using them. Whether it be the watercolor pencils or the regular colored pencils. Just remember, regular colored pencils need Gamsol. Okay, I'm not going to put that down. Now, time to move on. What do you mean move on? Well, yes, we have to move on. I still have this die to play with. I have this die to play with. And this die is going to allow me to make a different type of shaker card. So let's get some paper and let's stamp. What if we played with a different stamp? What if we played with a little happy birthday stamp? And I Stampendous pop frame stamp. Remember, there's 7 in the series, but on the I Want It All, we're only doing the 4. The two pet ones and the sports one is, you can absolutely buy them. We'll have them for sale, but it's not part of the I Want It All collection. And then here, well, we'll play. Ink up. Gush pad. Stamp once. I think that's good. And cut my paper. Fold my paper. Okay, we're going with it, baby. I think I stamped upside down, but we're going with it, baby. Okay, here's a different type of a stamp that, or a die that comes in it. Has the same frame that's going to work perfectly here, but normally you would use this for making that interactive card like this. There's the fold line here. That's this piece over here. I mean, normally it's used to do something like this. But what if I wanted to do something different with it? Can I? Well, let's try. This die does not have a cut line here. It has cut lines all the way around and on the side, but at this very top, there is no cut line. So if I line this up right there, and I'm going to cut through 2 pieces at a time. I folded my paper and 2 pieces at a time. Here's my score line. We've done this before. Now normally I have to hold my edge below the score line down here because there's a cut line up here, or actually above. I have to hold it above so that the cut line here stays below that fold, below that score line, giving me a fold. But because there's no cut line here, I'm good. I just need to line it up. Let me cut it and show you what I'm talking about. Bring over my machine. My die is down, my stamp is down. Although I could do it a different way too. Well, let's go this way and then I'll do it the other way as well. Let's sandwich it on down and send it on through. And see what I get. Now it's cutting through 2 pieces of paper, so you may just want to bring it on back just for a good cause. Take my scissors and snap here. Zoop. And here, zoop, and here. Actually, I can cut straight up if I wanted to. Zoop. Do you see what I've made? little book, right? And there's more than one way of doing this. I could have also taken my piece of paper, fold it in half, I'm just going to cut another one for you, only this time I didn't stamp on it at all. Put it down just like I had it, and because there's no stamp this time, I don't have to be so particular about where I put it. I could put it cross-side and it's going to be okay because it's just cutting out white paper. It's not, we're not trying to capture a pattern or an image. And let's send it on through. And I'm going to bring it back just for good sake. Just because it's cutting through 2 pieces of 100-pound paper, and it's just that little edge that's cutting through the paper. Did I do it? Did I get it? Yes. Do a zoop. And a zoop. And cut straight up. So this one has even a wider edge to it than this one. And this one doesn't have a stamped image on it at all, but we're still going to use them. Let's see. Now I can take and I can cut my center out of this one with my little die, and I can cut, I'm going to cut the centers out of both. So I want it to have a window that opens all the way through. So I stamped, then I took that weird looking die, cut it out, so I made a little book. And now I'm going to take that center die that we used in the card we just made, to cut out my windows here. All right, bring my machine back over. Kind of line it up. Close enough. Put it down, send it through. Oh, I moved it. All right, close enough. Send it through. Did I get, oh, I did. Yay, I got both of them. Wahoo, ka-choo. Now, I can take a card and I can tape this into the card and make a shaker. You're like, say what? Yes, I can tape this into the card and make a shaker. So let's make the shaker part first. Let's grab one of my little baggies. Let's grab the doodads. The doodads are beautiful too. Love, love, love the doodads. What are doodads? They're a combination of little seed beads and little happy things that are in them. I can't even describe. They've got little glittery, but they're not glittery, little diamondy looking beautiful tchotchkes in there with seed beads and all sorts of stuff. And they come in so many colors and combinations. I want to say there's 15 of them. But my goodness, they made my heart happy when we got these in. I was like, oh, these are beautiful. I think I will. I think I'll use this one. And they're called doodads. They're by Buttons Galore. And sure, you can mix them with the sequins. I think that's what the girls were doing. Is this one open? Open, open, open. Nope. Let's open it up. Okay. Can you see those little blingy things there? I don't know what these little pieces are, but they're just sparkly happiness. And we can put some of those in my bag. And I can put some of the sequins in my bag. And just make pretty things. And then I cut my bag down. Because it needs to be taped. Here. Gosh, you could score this and just make this a cute little card all by itself, but look at how cute is that. So let's tape it on down and get that done. Close up my little doodads. Love the doodads for shakers. I haven't ever seen anything quite like them before. So let's tape my bag on down. Grab my Stacy tape. Tape my bag closed. And tape my bag closed. I know, so cute. Now you would have it all colored, I get that. But then we have our card base, which we can then add this to. So when you open your card base, you'll have a shaker. So I need to finish closing this entire thing up. I just need to close it up. A little more Stacy tape. Just to close the whole thing up. Oh, I don't want to, I'm going to do that. There we go. A little more Stacy tape so that our book becomes a shaker. And being that Stacy tape is double-sided tape, did I go too top? No, we're good. Double-sided tape, all I have to do is peel off my liner, zoop, 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 close my book up. Wouldn't that make a cute gift tag? Then I come over to my card. And on the score line, I just score it. And then I tape that down to the inside of my card. So let's do that. Let's tape it right down to the inside of my card. Right here. Couldn't be any closer to me. Stacy tape. My weird looking die. cut 2 pieces of paper, left it as a book, cut out the center to make my shaker, scored it. And then tape that scored line so that the score of the little shaker that I made matches the score of my card base. Oh, I already put my Stacy tape there. Oh, Stacy. And then it depends upon where you want it. You want it dead center, you want it top, you want it lower. My gosh, it's so cute. You're like, but I don't want that weird looking line there. I know you're gonna cover that up with matting. I get it. So you're like, what do you mean I'm gonna cover it up with matting? Let's grab some paper. Who do we have here? Can I get it out? Come on out. So let's do the back one. Just cut. Ah, not long enough, Stacy. Better. Now let's cut it down to size. This is my Sizzix paper. It's just 80-pound cardstock. It's a great price. They give you 80 sheets in a bajillion colors, and it's great if you don't have oodles of cardstock to select from, because you've got, I think it's 20 colors, 4 of each sheet. Am I close? A little bit more right here. That's so cute. Tape that into place really fast. I'm just going to tape it super fast. You would do a better tape job than me, but I just want to get it down there so you can see. Not centered, but that's okay. Okay, so I've got the back now done. And for this side, to cover that up, what if I used this cute little die? Comes with the set. Bring my die cutting machine back over. Lay it down, make sure I have enough paper cut. Send it through. Do a little snip, zoop. Little, there we go. You may want to save that little piece. It's kind of cute. Come back over. It's got a little dotty edge on the scallop. And what if I put that there? Let's tape it down super quick. It's kind of off center, but that's okay. The idea is that you get the idea. And put it down there. So cute. We could have stamped on the back if you wanted. We can then stamp on the front if you want. It's up to you. But how cute is that? Put your sentiment right here with the circles, and you've made an inner shaker. And it was easy to do. Easy to do. But remember, I did this one as well. Right? I did this one as well. So before we move on, before I get to samples, I want to show you why I did this. Here I stamped straight onto it, and then I cut it with this, with the kind of weird looking one to give me that bend and that curve. This one I didn't stamp first. So a card base. I need to put my windows in here, so I need my smaller die to put my windows in here. And remember, there's no stamp yet. Move that out of my way. Bring my machine over. Take my funky little book that I've made, put my shaker window in there. Send it through. Now I've got my little window ready for a shaker. I am in the exact same place as I was here, only I had stamped on this one to begin with. Let's take this one, set it to the side for just a moment, grab another piece of white paper, stamp an image. Oh, I have a little piece of white paper right here. Look at that. Oh, and my image will fit too. Happy day. Stamp my image. One, two, three, ABC, give good all over pressure, not chest compressions. You're not trying to revive the stamp. You want good all over pressure. ABC, 1, 2, 3, pull up. Happy day, we're good. Kind of trim it down a little bit. Grab the original window die. The die that did this one right here. Just the original window die. Let's cut this out. Can you see how many options you have? And we're not even using it yet really for what it was meant to be used for. I've got beautiful little step cards in there with the little pop outs. But when I saw the doodads and I saw those holographic sequins, I'm like, oh, shakers. They have to be used for shakers. So now I've cut out, and then my center. To make my window. And of course you could do 2 of these for a front and a back. Bring over my little book. So if I had this in blue or green or purple and this in white, I've made a mat. So if I had this in purple, since I don't want to re-die cut, I'm just going to make, I'm going to paint myself a piece of cardstock. Paint myself a colored cardstock. And I just scribbled with the best of them. Now I have a background for it. And again, I'm going to score at the line that's closest to the edge. Score at the line that's closest to the edge. Bring over my tape. Now see, it's much wider. That's okay if it's wider. No big deal. Bring over my tape. Oh, I had a piece right here. Put my tape down. My Stacy tape was a little bit long. I didn't want to trim it. I just fold it right back onto itself because it's double-sided adhesive. Match my score lines up. And now I can make, could have done it before. Now I can make my doodads. Ooh, look how pretty are these. Are those happy? Those colors are beautiful. Let's open it up. Let's add some doodads. I would definitely put them in a different container once you've got them open. I know we sold cute little storage things for embossing powder. They would be perfect for this if you have extras of them, but I would definitely put them in a different container once you've got them open. They're small and they're darling and they just make my heart happy, but to put them back in this little container and close it up, well, that is definitely a chore. Only thing I'm not crazy about is the container they put them in. It's very small. It's tight. Once you get them open, hard to get it closed. All right, and I still have a few sequins left. Drop those in. Cut my pouch down. Tape my pouch inside, move my doodads before they get everywhere. Tape my pouch inside. Tape my pouch, my book completely closed. And if you want to do all of that before you attach it to your card base, absolutely. Close it on up. Little piece right here. Oh, wet paper. Can you see? And then I've got this one that I can then put on top. So if you want a background, this one does not have a background. That one is cut directly out of that one piece. And again, I could have stamped on the back side so you've got both sides. This time I wanted to make a background so that my white piece has something to be contrasted against. Let's put that on down. One. Two. Just fold my Stacy tape back onto itself if it's too long. Line it on up. Put it on down. And let's grab a piece of paper. One mat, and we'll just copy this one and make a second mat and hide up all the inner workings of your easy peasy shaker card that shakes when you open it. Normally shakers are on the front. This time it's a surprise when you open it. It's like a wahoo kachoo. Oh, these little doodads are everywhere. Oh, Mr. SMS is going to be so thrilled with me. I can already tell you he's going to be so excited. And let's get my little tape. And then, of course, you can stamp on the front with the pop frames. Not the best matting job I've ever done by any stretch of the imagination, but the idea is to give you the idea. And then when they open it, there you go. You have options. You have so many options using these in ways that, maybe you hadn't thought of before. Holy smokes, artichokes. I know this is a weird looking die, but what you can do with it, and then with the layering dies that fit inside, you have endless opportunity. What makes your heart happy? Totally up to you. Oh my goodness, it's late. Okay, so what's on sale? Let me do that before I get to the samples. Okay, so the I Want It All has the 4 stamp sets. It has the birthday, it has the butterflies, it has the leaves, and it has the flowers, along with the die set. Now you can just buy them open stock too. If you just like the flowers in the die set, absolutely. But if you want the I Want It All, for the ones that I was playing with today, this is the set. In addition to, but not part of the I Want It All, would be the cat, the dogs, and the sports. So there is 7 that make up the total package, but for the I Want It All, we picked the 4 that we thought were the most the most useful for most people. Okay, and regularly $79.99, on sale for $63. And then open stock. So they're all at 20% off whether you buy one or all of them. It's just the same, 20% off. Then we have the watercolor pencils because those are new to us. I have the 12 pack. I have the 24 pack, and I have the 36 pack. These are the watercolor pencils that do not need the Gamsol. If you already have colored pencils, you're good to go as long as you've got your Gamsol. And if you've never played with watercolor pencils, now's your chance. They are all on 20% off, pending. It doesn't matter which size set you like. They're all 20% off. We're going to put the Gamsol packs on 20% off as well, but not the coloring pencils because I think most of you already have colored pencils. But you may need more Gamsol, and remember it comes with comes as a whole little kit. Comes with the stubs. It comes with the sanding paper to sharpen your stubs with, and the Gamsol, and a little technique book. We also will have the clear bags, little bags, selling them for the same price we buy them for, just as a convenience. And then we have the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful holographic. Love them, from John Bead. I think they're $2.89 and then 20% off. That'd be like $2.89, $2.90, so almost 60 cents off. So $2.20 maybe for a pack, and there's 700. And yes, we did do an I Want It All. In fact, all 11 packs, regularly $30.69, on sale for $24.55, and that gets you one of every color. Then we have the doodads. Love the doodads. And the doodads have 15 different packs, and they all have seed beads and shinies and sparklies and happies, and they do go a long way, but you are going to want to take them out of the little packaging. It's just not big enough. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful are these colors. Gorgeous. Love doodads. If you do shakers, you're going to love the doodads too. They are brand new. And of course we did a doodads. I want it all. If you need doodads, we got doodads. Okay, so the doodads, the 15 pack usually retail for $49.35, on sale for $39.50. And last but not least, the new acrylic blocks from Couture Creations. $12.50 get you the whole set. Can't go wrong. Okay, let's do samples because samples are the fun part. All right, so I already showed you this one. And then you open, and it's got the pop out. In fact, I think I'm gonna go back just a little bit. Maybe up. Well, maybe I won't. Change of mind. Damn. Okay, so, and then you open it up, and it's got the pop out, which is what you normally do with that weird die that I made the little book out of. Then we have the pets and the pop out on the side, and the little side die that it comes with. And then we have, so cute, using the sequins and the dies that come in the set. The circles all come in the set. And then we open. Just darling. And then we have on the front a shaker using the doggies. And here you've got that die that does the little half moon and the paws going up. Oh, I don't have to open this one. Put your shakers on the front. No fuss, no muss, no acetate, no easy peasy. You put them in the bag and let it be. And then look at how cute is a slimline card. just using the pop frames. Just decorating the pop frames. Here we have Laugh Every Day. Then we open it. So Laugh Every Day, and then we open it. And then we have a Doodads shaker card. In a slimline. And then we have Sending You Hugs as an interactive. See, the frames are perfect with the stamps. I mean, they really, when they designed the two, they did a great job. The marrying of them is amazing. They're not too big, they're not too small, they're easy to color. Look at this, how cute is this? Look at that. Who wouldn't love to get that as a kid? Look at how darling is this. Okay, then, as opposed to doing just one folio in the center, look at how thick it is. Line them up. 1, 2, 3. All shakers with the John Bead iridescent. So cute. See, and used a different color background to make the book part of it, and then stamped in beautiful vibrant colors on both sides. Die cut it out. Look at how pretty is this. There's your front. Wouldn't that make somebody's day? And again, you saw how easy it was. You just cut this, fold it in half, put your shaker stuff in there, and then tape it down on the score line. You saw how easy it was. And then we have So Proud of You. And Happy Birthday to You. Again, right on the card base. Directly onto the card base. And then on the inside to hide all the workings of how you got the shaker to shake. Nobody needs to know that you used a poly bag. Shh, don't tell them. And you get 50 of them, I think, in the bag. Then we have, look at what the sequins is. That's so cute. Oh, nothing in the center. And then we have Hello. So the Hello comes with the die set. And then we open it up and make a darling shaker. And then we have Thanks a Bunch. Again, a window done with the dies that come in that one die set. Oh, it's taped down. There we go. But it was taped down for photography. I have a feeling that's a Stampendous stamp. Well, look at those holographic sequins. They just add a little something something without being too much, but not too little. Hello there in a slim line. Sure, you can make a slim line out of it. Look at how easy that was. And these are the stamps that come with this set. So you've got the frame, plus you've got the accents to get the length that you need for a slimline card. And here we have our kitty. So the pop-up interactives have been around for a while. And there's lots of YouTubes on those, and that's why I focused on the shaker. Oh, this one's just the card. And then last but, well, no, two. Then we have the one I started with. How cute is that, right? So darling. And then you open it up. And then again, as opposed to putting it in a card base, you take those little pouches that I showed you how to make with that one interactive die, and look at what you can do. You can do this. You really can. Aren't they so cute? Look at the puppies. All right. Holy smokes, this is really long. Hopefully you're not Christmas shopping or, well, if you are, well, you're probably at home doing it online anyway. Okay, it's me, Stacy, here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. We did shaker cards in a variety of different ways. We talked about the difference between watercolor pencils and colored pencils. And even though they look exactly the same, they act totally different. The end result's very similar, so you have to decide which one works best for you, or are you like me and you want it all and you do them both. Then a worldwide launch from Stampendous of their pop frames and their dies and just darling cards that are easy to do, easy to color, simple and effective and surprising when you open that card and there's a shaker in the middle of it. Surprising. So we had the John Bead new holograph sequins and the doodads from Buttons Galore. You've got a host of things to look at, and hopefully this opened your eyes and said, oh, that's a different way of doing something, or oh, I didn't know that before. So that's the whole goal of these YouTubes, is to teach and to inspire and to get you crafting. Okay, it's me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I will see you all next Saturday. Bye.